Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? By today's title and thumbnail, you already know what to expect. I don't gotta do too much talking. Just know that you in for a rude and possibly interesting awakening. Make sure if you all enjoy this video that you give it a huge like, man. The more like this video get, the higher to the ranks. Let's get it, let's go.
New Netflix movie. It's about aliens. This is the second movie.
Hello, gorgeous. Time to find out what secret you're hiding. All right, let's go get everyone. Bring them here.
Yes, sir.
Guys, you really need to see this. I've run every possible scan. It's not giving off any kind of signal. I mean, nothing. It's like it doesn't even exist.
Why would you
Looks like it's trying to hide itself. It's really smooth.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! You're not wearing gloves. You'll contaminate it.
Move your hands, Floyd.
It's weird. I
Why
can't.
would you
What do
touch
you
it?
mean you can't? Rosenberg?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm trapped. Somebody do something. It's swallowing me.
Just stay calm and don't panic.
This thing is trying to eat me. Your advice is not to panic.
I love that guy. He makes really good movies. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Go watch it. Netflix.
Yes, I definitely have to go and watch this movie. You know how I feel anyway. A lot of movies that are released have an influence on what really could be going on in the world today.
2024, we will see the rise of the Antichrist. The 7 2024, we will see the rise of the Antichrist. The 7-year peace treaty that will be made. We will witness way more worse things than we've seen in 2023, 2022, 2021, and 2020. You haven't seen nothing yet. The worst is yet to come. As the CEO of Facebook is building bunkers underground, preparing for doomsday that is looking to come upon the earth, you're being distracted by I Show Speed, Kai Cenat, and not to mention, election is going to be canceled because the hell that's being unleashed upon the earth. And while we warned you and prepared you to what is to come, and everyone is running in fear because doomsday is here, there's no excuse because you have.
Now, I'll leave I Show Speed and Casanat out the entire situation, but I personally do feel like that 2024 has a lot of things in store for us that possibly we have never seen in this world. Starting with the Neuralink that just got confirmed and implanted into a human, and not even to mention everything that went on in January. It's only February and we have 11 more months to go.
It's like, hey, Yaz, what does it look like?
Like it.
Actually, I don't know.
I can't even see it. What the hell is wrong with
No, it's straight up and down.
No, it has something on the side, Robert.
We gotta get a picture.
Oh,
Yeah? Uh-oh, Iron Man, sorry.
Like a person.
Probably the
what is that?
super people. Maldakians. Might be the super people, Maldakians. It's holding its position straight up and down.
It's one straight up and down and staying that way.
You see it? Oh, yeah. You'll know when you guys see them.
It's like a. This looks like a person with his arm sticking out.
Right.
The footage of all three of them at the same time, how you can see the separation of every part of the body. It's just such 3D structure. And you can see right there, Joshua's footage was captured at 60 zoom, Jonathan's was captured at 80 zoom, and Hans's was captured at 220 zoom. Hans captured his with a telescope connected to an SLR Sony camera at 24 megapixels. That's why it looks so clear. One big thing you see, the structure stood up the whole time, which is only possible if it was sustaining itself. Here is some footage we captured on January 25th. This was the second humanoid we ever caught. Doesn't look like much now, but when we looked at the stills, that's when it got into the humanoid kind of structure. So I'll show you guys right now, right after the video. Here you go. Here's a still of it. You can see a head, a shape of an arm kind of popping up, and the Spock sign. That's not it. Here's some other pictures, stills of that same one you guys just saw. The one on the right, or the one on the left is the one you guys just saw. The one on the right is another one we captured at Sequoia. But you see the humanoid structure. All right, back to the one we were talking about. This thing is baffling, guys. So again, tell me in the comments what you guys think it is. I need some ideas, because it looks like a humanoid at some points, then it starts rotating, it looks like some other crazy thing that makes no sense at all. And there's this little weird dot that keeps sticking out of the arm. You guys see that? On the top left green one, there's a little orb that keeps popping out of the arm and going away.
With as much information they know about cameras, about frames and all that, it would make me believe that this could possibly be fake. But at the same time, the quality of the zoom in and the multiple versions and multiple angles of the same thing makes me believe that this could have something to do with the firmament. It kind of looked like a spaceman in between like the firmament and some type of dimension.
They took cores of it out of boreholes in the ground. Just like normal ice, it was mostly clear and sometimes white, and it would melt into liquid water if it got warm. The whole area of Antarctica is covered in this kind of ice. But that wasn't their main kind of ice. The only time I ever saw them actually studying normal ice was when a film crew from National Geographic came by. The rest of the time, which was most of the time, the scientists were studying something they called sky ice. This stuff was totally different. We were never allowed to go into the laboratory areas of the station because the labs had to be kept super clean, and they said it would mess up their work if they risked letting too many people in the lab. But one time, one of the researchers that I was friends with showed me a piece of sky ice. You couldn't touch the stuff with your bare hands because it was so cold. And it wasn't clear or white like normal ice. It was solid blue. He said that's why they call it sky ice, because it was the exact same color as the sky. We had to wear thick, heavy going outside gloves to handle it. The stuff was so cold, it would instantly freeze your skin if you touched it. I don't remember what the temperature he said it was, but it was something like hundreds of degrees below zero. Way colder than the normal ice that was outside. He had to carry it in a metal bottle that was kind of like a thermos. He let me play with the piece of it for a while. It felt lighter than a piece of normal ice of the same size. Like it wasn't very heavy at all. It almost felt like you could throw it up in the air and it would just float back down. But I didn't try that. And it was also a little flexible when I tried to bend it. It didn't break like normal ice would. And even for a small piece, you could see through it. It was solid blue right from the surface. And here's the really weird part. It didn't melt into water. When it got warm, because we had it inside, it just started to shrink. It got smaller and smaller, but my glove never got wet. And there was no water on the floor. The stuff just turned into thin air when it got warm and vaporized. He said that was the reason why they had to study the stuff right there in Antarctica. You couldn't take the sky ice back to America to study it because it was almost impossible to keep it cold enough during transit. And then they shared a verse right here which says, "And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it." And then we continue off where it says it would always vaporize into air and you'd have nothing left when you got back to the U.S., he said. Russian scientists had discovered the same problem when they tried to take the ice back to Russia. So that was why they all had research stations in Antarctica. After maybe 15 minutes of handling the piece of sky ice, it was almost completely gone. Just a tiny little bit was left. And my glove was dry.
I feel like the term sky ice is minimal, but I think everybody watching me right now, when I say this, we all know what that piece really is. We all know what's really going on out there in Antarctica.
Maui. He was in Maui because we are standing for the people, and he's got some amazing information. So what do you want to share with us about visiting Maui for the last 2 weeks?
Well, I noticed that there's some like videos going around the internet of some interesting bodies, notably like the cat that's like left standing up, and then
The dog.
that's in the street, and also like the people laying on the road too. One of them with the special kind of like hairstyle, and I don't really know if we're going to get many bodies to be able to analyze what's going on, but I was able to get something from ground zero.
Because he was in ground zero for how long?
2 weeks.
Wow.
And this right here is a toad that is petrified or mummified in mid-leap. So you can see the angle of it. It's not squatting down. It's very symmetrical in every way that it is. And you can see those legs just jumping. So whatever it is that happened in a split second.
So this was from Maui, ground zero.
Yep, I sifted it from the ashes where there was melted aluminum 20 feet away.
So this frog should have turned to ash.
It even has some ashes on the bottom. It's kind of gray. And it got a little bit on the edge of some heat, but it didn't contort it or anything. It's just perfectly symmetrical, petrified. And it seems mostly hollow, but the skin is totally solid and intact.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like the biggest question is, how does things get petrified? Because it seems like there are plenty of different ways or situations that we have seen where petrifying beings were exposed.
We saw this in Florida tonight.
Oh, that was real.
Are you serious?
¿Pero qué es eso?
Oh.
¿Se separó? Wait, hold the fire.
Uy, mira cómo se puso.
No, se separó. Oh, and it's gone.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie. If I was there, I possibly would have did the same thing as record, but I possibly would have panicked as well.
Shut down TikTok. Videos like this. Share this with someone you love, care, and respect. And this is for educational purposes only. No plate, no license, no problem. How many of y'all knew this? And he made $250,000 because he sued. Run that video. Comment below. Let's blow this video up if it's true for California.
Traffic book right here. And if you read down below, public servant officer, it pretty much says to him, when a cop pulls me over, you're losing potato chips. But when a cop pulls me over, the first thing I do is I ask him, what's your emergency and how may I assist you? And he's going to ask for my driver's license and insurance or whatever. And I said, well, before we go there, I need you to fill this out. And I take that sheet of paper out of there and hand it to him. Before we can go any further, you need to fill this out. Once he reads this, it already puts him on notice that I'm not playing games with him. Then you open up the book, and that is so poignant. And here's the case I won against Harris County. Harris County, I always take my name out because I'm not going to give my name until you can give me what's called, and police always call it, it's RAS. What's your RAS? And they automatically assume I'm a cop because I'm using their lingo. And what RAS stands for, reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime. Okay? You don't have that? Okay, what's your SAF? Single articulable fact. Well, you don't have that either? Okay, you've just basically said that there's no reason to pull me over because you haven't seen a crime. Okay, here's the case I won against Harris County. You can see the stamps and date. And they ended up buying me a brand new Porsche 911 Turbo all-wheel drive convertible with them pulling me over and letting me spend a night in jail. So, and here's the lawsuit, and I've got these for everybody to see. And you can see that it's all put together. And there it is, signed by the DA and stamped, showing they lost the case.
And they lost it, and they paid
and
you
I
what?
Sued them.
And what did you win?
$250,000 for a night in jail. And then Supreme Court says no license necessary to drive an automobile on public highways. Now these are all documented. So what this is called stare decisis. Okay, we're running a case that's already been won in the Supreme Court. And they're in violation of their oath of office when they don't pay attention. My license plate doesn't give you, if you look at my license plate, the license plate alone says I'm not in commerce. Now, if I have a license plate like this car over here and that car over there, they all have license plates. License plates mean I'm engaged in commerce. I'm not engaged in commerce. This doesn't give them the authority to pull me over because they see that. Where do you see that I'm engaged in commerce? What gave you that suspicion that I'm engaged in commerce? You have the right to travel freely, unencumbered. And that's all in the law. And we look at the law book.
So if I'm not mistaken, you do have to have your car registered is what he's saying, but you do not have to visibly have your plate or visibly have your license, even though you will be a licensed driver. And they cannot arrest you for that, which is proven facts, but the only thing they can do is arrest you for not having vehicle insurance, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll recommend everybody just do their own research before just listening to anyone regarding a situation like this. If you really learn what's going on, then you possibly could win $250,000 just like this man for spending one night in jail.
Rotation of the Earth itself suddenly changed. Take a look at this graph. Until that year, scientists were observing a slowing down of the planet's rotation, but in 1995, they detected a sudden acceleration of the Earth's rotation speed. In other words, independently, global scientific research centers documented abnormal changes in 3 Earth parameters. Number 1, rapid magnetic pole drift. Number 2, change in rotation axis. Number 3, acceleration of the Earth rotation. Please note that these 3 parameters depend solely on the core of our planet, because it is a core that creates a magnetic field, controls its rotation and its axis. So changes in these parameters signifies that in 1995, suddenly something has changed in the Earth's core. And we now know what it was, because in 1995, the energy of external cosmic influence started to overheat the core. So our planet's inner core became imbalanced. This process can be compared to how, during the movement of a car, the engine began to overheat, and in various parts start to jam against one another. Similarly, due to the overheating of the inner core, the motion of all layers of the Earth began to be disrupted. Unfortunately, back in 1995, global scientific community did not give much importance to the fact because they had model of anthropogenic climate change in their agenda. Only a small group of scientists had a foresight and drew attention to the Earth's core becoming imbalanced. But even they could not predict the scale of consequences it will lead to, which are affecting us right now.
For everybody that doesn't understand, moral of the story, the Earth's core is rotating at a faster speed. I personally feel like, at least in the United States, that they're going to be probably an Earth's core attack soon.
Sometimes people will tell you stuff. Look at the ice wall. It's just a random glacier in Antarctica coming down, right? Told you that thing gonna be invisible. Visible. Cause the sun and the earth is teaming up. They ain't playing, bro. We going back to tropical, bro. Y'all thought it was a joke. Boo, 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 yeah. We're about to shine on these fools, baby. Oh yeah, look at that. It's just leaving. You're now witnessing the loss of a wall. Bing. Damn, that's a big chunk. Boo, boo, boo. The sun is coming. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's normal though, right? That's normal, right? Ooh, wait till that ice melt and you see people that look like me in statues. People like, oh my God, it was a civilization. Oh, is that tropical? Is that lush Greenland in an icy area? Hold on, what's that?
Wow, I'm not gonna lie, this stuff looks like a movie, but I know that I'm not the only one that's eager to see what's on the other side of that ice wall.
2 days ago, I did a wen trimming procedure on my goldfish Jigglypuff. 2 days ago, I did a wen trimming procedure on my goldfish Jigglypuff. And when I do these procedures, I don't have my goldfish fully awake or aware or fully, feeling this procedure. I actually put them out with something called clove oil. And this numbs them and kind of puts them into a partial twilight sleep. And the way I do this is I dose 4 drops per gallon of oil called clove oil, and I mix it around in this water bottle and I put it into the water. And when I leave the goldfish in there for, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes, they go completely asleep. Now, sometimes when I do take them out of the water and start doing the procedure, they do start thrashing around. But, for the most part, they're a lot more calm and a lot more, out of it versus whether, if I did not use the clove oil. So after I put them in this clove oil solution, I start with the procedure. I do the entire procedure and then I put them in a recovery bucket. And then again, within 10 minutes, they're back and awake and they're swimming around and they're no longer floating. So if you use clove oil, it can actually put a goldfish to sleep. But if you leave them in there too long, it can actually peacefully euthanize them. So be careful.
I never understood, why does human do things that does not need to be done? These creatures have been on this earth almost longer than we have and living on their own, and they're living perfectly fine without our help.
After a massive wave of backlash for being an anti-Semite to the largest companies pulling all ads from Twitter to his visit in Israel amidst the war, here's what Elon Musk had to say about it.
And you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour.
My last video, I explained everything that was going to happen in this world and what is to come. Now I'm about to play a video that you must watch and hear this woman about to say, because it's serious and it's real. You better wake up and smell the coffee, because everything that you see going on in this world and everything that's happening is setting you up for one world order.
You can feel the breath on the back of your neck. It's literally right here. And not only that, but January 1st, we have BRICS goes into effect on January 1st. And that is the 10 nations, and I know that 6 joined in August, not 5, but the UAE is not a nation. It's a federation of 7 emirates.
Mm-hmm.
Is that our 7-headed beast with the 10 horns? BRICS, the 7-headed beast, UAE, 10 horns, the 10 nations. Out of there comes forth the 11th, the little horn, the Antichrist. Are we not right here on the edge of the cliff? I mean, this is crazy and exciting at the same time. So anyways, I'm going to put the link on here. Do your best to try to copy it. I'm going to be listening to this all day live, every single day, from today all the way through till December 12th. Excuse me. I'm going to be listening to this live and just playing it even in the background as I work and do things around the house. I think this is something we need to listen to. And I think the most disheartening thing, and the reason why people don't know what's going on, is because the mainstream media, they do not cover it. They'll never cover it. They didn't even cover the UN summit. So this is why people don't know what's going on. If they put this up on the mainstream news, people everywhere would be in shock and alarmed, because there's a multitude of people that have absolutely no idea what is coming and what is on the horizon.
Yep.
Okay, so go and listen to this.
Yep.
I also did hear at the WEF forum
UN Summit on YouTube.
May of this year.
Type it.
In Geneva, former Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann
said
that their CBDCs will be implemented by May in their digital ID.
Yep.
May of 2024. I don't know, man.
Yep.
We are in a very imperative time to know the Lord.
Yeah, you better get right.
So,
serious.
Listen, share this video everywhere. Share the link everywhere. Get it out there so people...
And I'm doing exactly what she said. The reason why everything is like the way it is in this world is because that all that she just said is coming in the year of 2024. You heard what she said. CBDC, digital ID, can happen around May of 2024. And you heard her before she ended that video. get this information out there as much as possible. And that's exactly what I'm doing. You're not just hearing it from me. You're hearing it from someone who digs into research, who watches and listens to the summit and more, and digging in and reading the Bible more than you ever can imagine. And a lot of people don't know about this. A multitude of people, like she said, don't know about this. A lot of people don't know what's going on because you have mainstream media and a lot of celebrities out here blindsiding you. And when the comes and stuff takes out, everyone is going to be lost. The chosen ones is here to wake y'all up. Listen to us. Wake up.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to stress myself over something that I can't control, but just a little information in on BRICS. The main reason BRICS was created is because countries are really trying to free themselves from the dominance of printing paper, US dollars. If you all pay attention to what's going on, we are trillions of dollars in debt. But everything else that's being said, I need to do my research on to confirm or deny anything. Now we just made it to the end of the video, and I do hope that you all were able to enjoy this video and possibly learn something new. If you were able to enjoy and learn something new, comment the blue heart down below. Hit that like button. If you're new to the video, please make sure to subscribe. And more importantly, stay blessed, and I'll see you all tomorrow.